Okay, yes, now it's recording. Last week, I completely forgot to record it, so I apologize. So welcome, guys, to the team call. We are already almost like halfway in February. It's like crazy. I just want to say thank you for you guys stepping up to Team Cup. I've actually heard from a lot of you that you told me that like maybe last time you were like on a team cup and you were like, hey, well, I'm just going to be in a team cup. And that now you're actually working together. You guys are getting on team calls. You guys are running groups together. And so I just think that that's the beauty of Team Cup. And that's the stuff that kind of like moves your business forward. And so thank you to the leaders who stepped up. Thank you to the newbies who were like, hey, I need a team. Put me on a team, which is really great. And thank you. I see some of you are already on the board. Let me just mute everybody here. Some of you guys are on the board. It is, you know how the month is, but you need to just keep going, keep inviting. I gotta tell you, I've been really good at my inviting, and I was just showing Jennifer, I bought this book called The High Achievers Playbook, and Christina Delgado recommended it. And I'm like a paper and pen person. I know a lot of you are loving Teamsy, and I promise I'm gonna try to get on that, but I'm still a paper and pen person. And so I love this because it comes with a master prospect list, and it comes with like you put the name down and where you found them, Instagram, Facebook, and every day you have to write down like what you did. So you have to like write down what you did, top 10 things you need to do in your business, top 10 things personal you need to do. And then at the end, you just have to like say what you accomplished. And I gotta tell you, every day I have like 20 people that I like message. And I don't mean follow up. I mean like message. And I was never a message girl. But I got to tell you, once you get into the grind of doing it, it actually works amazing. And I was telling my Team Cup, I woke up to like 4 people like, hey, sign me up. And those people didn't come out of thin air. They came out of messaging. They came out of follow-up. And, you know, and when they're ready, they're coming to you. And so that's been working for me. And I know a lot of you guys are on Teamsy, and you're telling me how amazing it is because you feel like when you do a power hour, you feel more organized. I'm actually going to talk to the owner of Teamsy and see if he'll actually do a team call for us, because I think that'd be really cool to have him walk it through. But I do not want to spend any more time because we have a lovely guest, and I'm really excited because Rhonda and I started together probably like almost 4 or 5 years ago. And so like we call ourselves like the original gangsters of Danielle's group. And let me tell you a bit about her. When I met her, so I know what it's like to be a new coach and you come into like the big coach group, and her name was always called. It was like Ronda Race signed a coach, Ronda Race signed a coach, and then National Wake Up Call, Ronda Race, like national. And I would just sit there like in a group and I'd be like, oh, I wonder what she's doing, you know, like, and she used to do videos, like live videos is like really cool now. This girl was doing videos like before it was cool. And I just remember showing her video to my husband. I was like, I need to be more like her. Like, she's fearless. She just is herself and stuff. And she has not changed. She has always been herself. She's always been authentic. I think even more so now, she is definitely more confident in just exactly who she is. And I think it's really made her business just grow beyond. She had an amazing 2016 on the leaderboards all the time. And so I'm going to turn it over to Miss Ronda Race. Rhonda, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead. You're unmuted.
My gosh, Kim, thank you so much. Oh my God, you're going to make me cry. That is so and I love being able to say that you and I kind of started together, because it's like we are the tribe of Danielle's. It's really awesome. So I wanted to come on this evening and actually talk a lot about what Kim talked about. Is I see so many new coaches, even seasoned coaches, really struggling with their brand and their voice. And it took me a while, and I get that sometimes that's hard. We're like, beach body, and we gotta live these 4 vital behaviors, which means we're drinking our shake, we're reading a book, we're doing a workout, we're inviting, we're doing all these things that we're like, well, how do I fit me into that? So I want to talk tonight about 5 areas on how to capitalize on building your brand. Here, I'm going to give a couple tips right away. You guys got to put blinders on. I could not tell you what any of the top coaches are doing right now. I love Snapchat, by the way. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a big goober, but I'm always coming up with something that is just sassy and silly, and it's who I am. And I think the moment that I owned who I was on social media is when my business just exploded. And it was just a way to capitalize on who I already am. Like when I go live, and I'll talk more about that type of stuff, but everything I do is really revolved around my brand. So I want to tell you guys, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So I want you to capitalize on what do you want that to look like, right? And I remember when I became a mom, we give so much to our children that I didn't know who I was. So when I actually became a Beachbody coach, I actually had no freaking clue who I was. I was like, I don't know, I'm a mom. I didn't know. And it's kind of funny because I feel like slapping that old Ronda in the face. I'm like, excuse me, you totally know who you are. And you know who you are. You are a girl that literally is full of life, right? And you love hair and makeup. You love the Lord, and your family comes first. None of those things have to do with Beachbody. So I want to talk about, obviously, you want to capitalize on the fact that you know what your brand is. Your brand is what you talk about when you talk about Beachbody, when you're not talking about Beachbody. It is who you are, so that when somebody goes to your page, there is such a consistency that is who joins your team. That is who joins your challenge groups. There is no mistake that 99% of my team are Christians, hairdressers, makeup artists, moms. I mean, they're filled with it because that's who I am, because I've really narrowed down what my brand is. So my brand, as I mentioned, your brand should come down to at least three things that really represent who you are. And then you rock those 3 things, okay? So mine is, and I'll just share mine, so I kind of give you guys like a visual. Mine is my family. Mine is beauty, hair, and makeup. Like I used to be an ex-makeup artist from Sephora, so I love to share tips and tools. But also my faith is a very large part of my business. It's a very large part of who I am. And for so long, people told me, and I did not run my business for the first 1.5 years of my coaching business because everybody said, whatever you do, don't share your faith. Biggest mistake that I ever did. I did it for other people instead of staying true to who I was. So if anybody's telling you not to rock something, excuse me, it is who you are. Own it, okay? So find those 3 things and make that consistent, a minimum of 3, make them consistent on what you post and talk about every single day. So you might be lost after becoming a mom or maybe being in the corporate world, but remember, like, you still know who you are. And make that list of those things that you enjoy to do. And I know some women struggle with this, but man, I've got girls on my team that love to watch football. I'm like, dude, that's part of your brand. Like you love, like they live and breathe football, like my husband. And I just say, tell me when they're at the 20-yard line. I know nothing else. So I want you guys to do that. Your brand will be who's on your team. So the number one thing I want you guys to know, it's super easy. You've probably heard it a million times, is just own those 3 things. And I'm going to share with you guys how to incorporate those 2 things into challenge groups, into how you post on social media, on how you do a theme around your actual business. So number 2 is I want you guys to capitalize on your brand every single day. Here's the deal, you guys. Like, it's actually really sickening that we all have an amazing platform to reach thousands of people today by going live. It is the number one thing you can do to capitalize your brand. And I know you've heard Kim say it. I know you hear all these national wake-up calls say it. I got a podcast of a lady. She's like, you guys, seriously, like it is the one way that you can capitalize on your brand and who you are. So if you want to reach more people that love hair and makeup like you, or that love the Lord like you do, or man, other moms that struggle with snacks, with their kids. Why are you not going live about this like 5 days a week minimum? I sometimes go live more than once a day, and I make it fun. And you guys, I don't plan them. I just I pretend like I'm talking to one person. Pretend like my mom's on the other side. Like, it's not even like, I don't ever look at like, oh my gosh, there's all these people. No, I think about that one person on the other side that can't get out of bed that day like I couldn't as a coach, and I'm going to help that person. Don't make this about you, make it about them. So you have a business. The second thing is you have a business that allows you to capitalize on your brand by going live. One of the number one things right now on social media, you've heard Lewis Howell talk about it. You've heard so many top podcasts and books right now, is live tutorials. I don't care if you love underwater basket weaving, you better be doing a tutorial of it, right? It's a joke, but I'm a total sassy pants, by the way. I'm like totally, but I mean, like, what is it that you love to do? And so I kind of have some ideas that I'll share later about that, but tutorials are huge on Facebook right now. Couple tips on building your brand with tutorials: plan them in advance. So what I do is I plan 24 hours in advance, or at least a good 10 hours on social media, and I let my audience know that I will be providing part of my brand for them for free, okay? So I might do a live tutorial of one thing, like I did this evening. I did a workout move of the day, and I called it a high and tight in the bedroom confession workout move of the day. Like, seriously, it was hilarious. People were like, what? And at the very end, I was like, join me tomorrow. Bare face, I'm gonna, like, in 5 minutes show you how to put my entire makeup on from start to finish, right? And so I'm already announcing, like, on Snapchat already knows, Instagram stories already knows, they've known all day. Facebook already knows that tomorrow, Rhonda's going live, first thing, to do that tutorial, because my brand revolves around what I love to do. It's who I'm going to attract to the next challenge group I run. I helped those people in a certain area. They're going to be like, that girl helped me with hair and makeup that day, and that high and tight booty move in the bedroom. Like, I trust this chick, okay? So the other thing is challenge groups, okay? Think about this. If you're running a challenge group of 2 people or 150 people, it doesn't matter. They're all part of your brand, of what you've established. They tell you what to post on social media that revolves around your brand. They tell you because what are their struggles, right? And so as you build your brand, I want you to think about your challenge groups and this opportunity that you have in those groups to literally talk live or do tutorials on the things that your challenge group is struggling with that revolves around your brand, okay? So anytime I have a challenge member or somebody that's struggling, I actually did it today on my high and tight video. I had some people struggling in a certain area, so I shared that struggle live on social media, because I knew if she struggled, then I knew there was at least a billion other people that did as well. And it allowed me to build my brand off my challenge group struggles, doing a tutorial, and going live. Those 3 things, you guys, literally tell me what to do in my business every single day. Go live, do a tutorial, right? And then what are my challenge group people struggling with? That's what I'm sharing. So that's number 2. Number 3 is probably the most important one that I'm going to share with you tonight, that I know a lot of you guys will probably have a lot of questions on, and I'm definitely excited to answer them. And this is something that fell into my lap with my brand last May. I had kind of shared with you guys a little bit about my faith, and literally to the point that my husband was like, you are never sharing that on social media. You know, he's a total business guy. He was actually the main one. He's like, don't you dare. I had the largest month of my entire career in 5 years, the moment that I owned my brand last May. I ran my very first online Bible study, and I advertised the crap out of it. I went on and I stayed true to who I am. I'm a total sailor, by the way. I'm like, I love Jesus, but I cuss a lot. So I was going to make jokes about that. But here's the deal is you can capitalize with a theme around your brand on social media
and make it like this really exciting theme. Make your theme revolve around a season of the year. Okay, so you need to have, number 3 is have your brand revolve around a theme and maybe the season that it is at that time. I'm going to give tons of examples, okay? Because I run 30-day Bible studies online with my challenge group. So basically they will buy the all access challenge pack, and then I will every single 30 days find a Bible study that revolves around the theme of that season, whether it be the holidays, whether it be, oh my gosh, last fall I saw so many people getting divorced and separated that I made that Bible study all about marriage. Right now I have one that's starting on Monday that's all revolving around detoxing negativity in your life and loving yourself from the inside out for Valentine's Day. And so I run themed months based off my brand. Now I know I'm sharing my brand a lot. So what I did is I wrote down some themes that my team does and some ones that my team have done and I have done outside of Bible studies, because I know that kind of keeps it one way. So obviously Bible studies, for me, I do live Zoom calls in my challenge groups once a week revolving around the Bible study. It doesn't take a lot of extra time, you guys, but like seriously, like it builds so much trust and everybody just wants to continue with you. So you know those challenge groups that just suck after 30 days and you're like, I don't even know how to revive them. This right here has revived it every single month. They're like, oh my God, what are you going to do next? So every single time I have a theme, it's like, oh my God, like they are so excited to start the next challenge group. I don't have those moles anymore. So it's really, really exciting. So another idea, and again, these all kind of revolve around my brand, but it's not a Bible study one, is I have had coaches that have actually ran challenge groups revolving around their theme because they are makeup artists at MAC or they are makeup artists at Sephora. And so they make their whole challenge group about, obviously, them doing the workouts and doing this stuff, but revolving around having makeup tutorials. All right, guys, today is going to be Eyebrow Monday. Today, Tuesday is going to be, Facial Tuesday. And so they share all these tips and people are like, oh, I want to be a part of what you're doing because that's what I love. The other one is organization. I actually did a Bible study on this one where we did a Bible study that was all about, and it was in the middle of summer when everybody was really struggling. The kids were going back to school, and I saw all these moms struggling with like getting organization in their life. And I was like, ooh, I need to capitalize on the fact that I could run a Bible study around organization. So again, it doesn't have to be a Bible study. I mean, there's so many books that aren't Bible-based, but you can actually just do a themed challenge group revolving around organization if that's part of your theme or what you want to do. The other one is a lot of my coaches have done Miracle Morning challenge groups. Those don't go over really, really well. I've had many of my coaches do time management challenge groups. You guys, this is the easiest one you could probably ever freaking do. And I have to be honest with you, I do a lot of my challenge groups a lot of times based off what I'm struggling with too. Because if I'm struggling with something, you guys notice social medias as well. So like pay attention to that, as you're going through, these seasons, kind of notice where you're struggling and where your challenge group people, they'll tell you what that theme should be. It's not hard for me to figure out if you are present in your groups. So time management tools is so easy. There are calendars on Pinterest that you literally can grab and it's like, all right, this week we're going to focus on this area of time management. All right, this area we're going to do, we're going to organize this or we're going to build structure in this area, right? And you could actually come up with a calendar where you guys worked on time management, maybe to set a time aside for the kids. And you can incorporate this all into your challenge group, you guys, all around a theme for the entire month. This makes my months so much fun to the point where I'm like, I can't wait to see what I'm going to do for the next month based off the theme, because not only do my challenge groups revolve around this theme that's my brand, but my whole social media does as well. It tells me what to post. So it becomes so easy and your business runs itself because you are staying true to who you are, okay? Let's see. So that is the first 3 tips. The fourth one is be vulnerable with your brand. Be vulnerable with your brand. This is one that truly is going to come through personal development. All of them will. And here's the deal, you guys. If you're putting blinders on and you are rocking your brand, you are not going to be sidetracked and you're going to be able to be in a position where you're more vulnerable because you are doing you. So unfollow some of these coaches you follow one or two that you freaking love and connect with and do your thing, okay? But be vulnerable with your brand. So I have a couple keynotes on this one, is sharing a struggle with your brand, okay? So, and again, I'm going to probably always bring this back to me because that's what I can kind of relate to. But for instance, I'll be 41 in like 20 days, and I don't struggle, but I don't love that I'm getting older, but I'm like, I'm going to share, like tomorrow I'm going to be completely barefaced. And I struggle with that, but I let them know that. In the middle of my live video, you guys, I become very vulnerable, and I'm like, oh God, dude, I'm like see-through. I'm like Casper the Ghost. And so I'll like make jokes about myself, and I become vulnerable in that minute. And they're like, oh my gosh, we love that you can be vulnerable with your brand and who you are. They're not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm being vulnerable in the moment of this platform that we're allowed to have. That is absolutely amazing, you guys, if you're not capitalizing on it. So share any of your imperfections. I share, like, I mean, you guys obviously have seen, Ashley Molstad and everybody doing the whole hangage, right? And the whole Lady Gaga thing. Like, share a vulnerable, it doesn't have to be that, but, share, something you struggle with. I definitely, share vulnerable moments with my body, my life, like everything I've been through, and it all revolves around my brand. And then I bring it back to the Lord, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to suck it up, and this is where I go. But you've got to be vulnerable with your brand. Share how scared you are. I think I already shared that, but say when you guys go live, this is the one thing I did when I went live, and so many people are just, oh, I don't want to go live because I'm really scared. I'm like, share that. Share that you're scared. Like, it's okay. Like, people are like, oh, they're going to cheer you on and be like, all right, give me hearts. I'm really scared, right? And have fun with it. Let them know that you're a little nervous, and then get right into it, right? The other thing is, the moment that you make this business about you being scared and vulnerable and not about the other person on the other side is the moment that you failed, right? I had some new coaches recently that messaged me, and, we've been working on, them sharing more and, coming out of the closet and doing all this stuff. And they're doing so freaking amazing. And like this light bulb went off with one of them. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, I just have to go and do this because it's not about me. And I was like, freaking man, it's not about you. So that moment that you don't want to message that person or say something to that person on the sidewalk, remember, it's not about you. Don't make it this about you. Make it about, I'm going to change that person's life. And that goes into my number 5 that I want to spend quite a bit of time on, is confidence with your brand and vision. You guys, if you got to fake it till you make it, you got to do it. When I first started this business, I had no confidence. My husband and I had millions of dollars and literally lost everything. Homes, cars, businesses, everything, $0 to our name. And I like completely lost who I was. I was like, oh my God, I'm homeless. I don't have a car. We have nothing. And I had to learn how to be confident through learning who I was again. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you do this confidence with your brand and your vision, you are going to watch. Those are the people that you are going to attract. If you're insecure and you go on social media with your brand and you're really insecure about it all the time, you will attract that insecurity. So if you got to kind of take some Energize before you go live or whatever it has to be, or after a workout, you guys. So FYI, I go live 99% of the time after pre-workout, after eating chocolate. No, I don't know. After my workout, like, I'm usually like really excited. Like, it's like, capitalize on that moment. Don't be like, oh my God, my hair and makeup isn't done, I better wait till. No, you go live in that moment, and you go live based off your brand and that theme, and you rock it. People want to see. It's actually funny. For so long in my business, I was scared to post a picture with me with no makeup, and I wouldn't go live. And I've had a couple coaches recently, they were like, oh my God, we love that you literally go live without makeup now. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh, really? It's still hard, but I'm like, I don't even, because I got something to say. I don't think about that anymore. It's like, I got to say it right now because I'm going to capitalize on my momentum right now and how I feel. Okay. So go in with a plan and use strong words with your brand, strong words. And I'm going to give some examples. You guys, this is going to be a game changer. I do this on my live videos so that people know I mean business with my brand, okay? I will literally say on a live video, I will change your life. Like, I use powerful words within my vision and my brand so that they know that that is what I'm going to provide. They believe me because I let them know I will. The other thing is I have trainings from one of the top teams in the entire industry. You guys have Kim Lehman here, right? Lehman here. And you guys, like, one of the top, like, so you're a new coach. I always say to my new coaches, I'm like, it didn't matter if you're a new coach. You're provided the tools. You go out with confidence right now on social media and say, guess what? I know I just became a coach 2 days ago, but I am a part of one of the top teams in this entire company, and I want you to join me on this, right? You go out with that confidence with your brand, and you let them know that this is the silver platter that you have to provide. You're still learning, but guess what? Come on with me. Have that confidence. The other thing is tell them, I have a recipe that's going to teach you everything that you need to know. I have a recipe that's going to teach you everything you need to know, and go into confidence as you talk about your brand and you do these tutorials, and you be like, you know, hey, this is what I can provide you. So FYI, one thing I do is I will never, ever go live and not invite to what I'm inviting to at that time. Never. I will never not talk about it. You will always hear me at the end of the live videos or in the middle of them or something. I don't spend a lot of time. There will be live videos where it is all about that. But in the midst of it, if I'm doing a workout move of the day or something, I will talk about how I'm so excited that I get to change lives online. You know, I'm so excited for our new group that's going to start. Like, it's like little tidbits. I always, in my live videos, talk about what's going on in my business at that moment. Whether I'm inviting to the business opportunity, whether I've got the challenge group, and guess what, guys? Last call. So any of you guys that inbox me right now, you can get a spot in my group. That's simple. Don't overthink the invites as you build around your brand and you're doing a tutorial and you're putting makeup on or you're wiping the kid's booty or whatever it is that you're doing. Oh, and FYI, by the way, hand me those wipes. I have 2 spots left in my group. You should come and join me because I will change your life, right? It doesn't have to be hard, but you've got to go into it with confidence. And one thing that is really crucial is this confidence is going to come through you doing personal development. And so I have a couple notes I wrote down. It says, I want people that are not interested in who Rhonda is. I want people that are committed, right? Do you ever notice the difference? You have people that are like really interested in you and you're like, that's great, but then they never, like maybe they pull the trigger for 30 days and they're like, okay, whatever. I want people that are committed to stay with me. And so why don't you say that? I'm interested. So in my private messages right now at the All Access, I literally say that. I want to work with you all year long because I will change your life. Have that confidence when you speak to people revolving around your brand. Be bold about who you are. You have a gift that nobody else can give because people aren't buying Beachbody, they're buying you. There's almost 500,000 Beachbody coaches. Your brand is what makes you stand different from all of the other coaches, right? I always say there's like these Southern hospitality women. I'm like, oh my God, they're so sweet. Like, they're like, just talk so, I'm like, that's so not me. I'm the biggest redneck in the freaking world. But I love to watch them, but I don't connect with that. There's somebody for everybody, but you have to revolve around your brand. Be recommended, right? As you were going through this process, I noticed more and more of me being so solid with my brand, you guys, that people now recommend people to me. They're like, oh, my friend wants to do this with us. You know, all of a sudden, because you were so bold in your brand and you were so consistent and you have so much confidence and you live those 3 things, that people want to refer people to you because they want to be committed to what you offer, not interested. Let's see. You are only as good as the book that you are reading. I know this sounds crazy, but the confidence that I have and Kim has is not from a sweat. It is not from a pre-workout. It is not from a shake. Those things are all fine and dandy, but it's what you're putting right here. And I want you guys to recognize that in your challenge group people as well. As you build your brand may not be my brand. But what if you could find a book that revolves around your brand that you could incorporate into your challenge group so that your challenge groups got better results because they were focusing on this and then the outside, right? That has been a game changer in my challenge groups. I get asked all the time why I have so many transformation pictures in my challenge groups. It's because I freaking ask for them and I require them. I require them to send me pictures, but I also require that they're feeding this, okay? So that way they will get better results because ultimately we know that they won't. Make a plan today of your next themed month. Deliver what you set out to do. I've given you guys some ideas. The sky is the limits. So don't just think about it. Write it down on this paper that you're writing on right now. Themed month. This is what I'm focusing on, okay? If you don't write it, it's not going to happen. You've got to do, Melanie Mitra always talks about every month revolve around a theme. And when I heard that last year at Leadership, a year ago, I was like, I have not stopped since. Because that's what Melanie Mitra said to do. That's what I'm going to freaking do. And it's changed my business, you guys. Revolving everything I do. It allows me to wake up in the morning and not go, what do I post, right? It allows me to have that vision and know. Stop asking for permission. Some of our best gifts might come wrapped up in sandpaper. Stop asking for permission. Should I do this? Should I do that? You guys just go out and freaking do it. I've made so many mistakes and I'm so grateful for them because they allow me to be the person that I am today. And if I wouldn't have made those mistakes, I wouldn't be able to grab a hold of my brand. I wouldn't be able to grab a hold of my tribe. I wouldn't be able to have the people that are committed. I wouldn't be able to provide every single month coming up with a new book in my challenge groups. Like, who does that? Because I'm reading personal development. I know exactly what my people are doing and I'm zoning into them and my brand and who I am. So it is so easy because that's who I am. That's what my people need. I listen more, right? That is all I have. And I'm totally not mean. I just get really passionate. So, but I'd love to answer any questions.
I love it. You know what? I wrote so many golden things down, but I loved when you were like, you are only as good as the last book you read. And I think in this business, I think you are a badass. Like when I hear people say that's what they're reading, it's like, no, girlfriend, you got to go past that. You need to get to another book. I am always literally reading a book all the time. And, like you said, we make mistakes. We do whatever we want. But we're guiding ourselves. And another thing you said, my brand has to do a lot with personal development. And so I know yours is faith. Mine is more personal development, the universe, that kind of stuff. And what I realized was when I was doing live videos, I was just talking about that. But what I started to do is I started to talk to the women who I wanted to attract. And those are the women who take control of their life. And when I did my video today, I talked about that. I was like, I know you are watching this video right now and you kick ass in your life. And yet you don't take care of yourself, And it's I know when my message, like you're saying, being bold is on target, I bring people into my business. I'm like, hi, where you been all my life? You know what I mean? It's awesome when you can run a business and you get to look at your people and you're like, oh my God, this is like a party. I would have totally invited you all to dinner. That's when you know your brand is awesome. So thank you so much. I'm going to take 3 questions. If anybody wants to write them in the chat, I'll take them, or I'll unmute everybody if everybody is, I just unmuted everybody. So if anybody has a question for Rhonda, she's gracious enough to take one. Let's see, Karen wants to know, do you have women who are repeaters in your groups?
In my challenge groups? Oh my God, yes. So that's the amazing thing, you guys.
Knock it off.
That would join my challenge group, maybe a 30 or 60-day challenge group, and then they would fizzle out. And I couldn't figure out what, like, I was like, God, I'm still providing great content, but you guys, I wasn't. I was doing what everybody else was doing. Here's your meal plan, here's your groceries, here's all this. And once I started incorporating a theme into my challenge groups, I literally, you guys, I can't even get to my inbox every single day. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't get to them because everybody wants to be a part of it. But it's what people follow me for, right? Like, everybody has their thing that they're going to follow you for. And people really want, my followers want what I provide. And so I find that my challenge group people get way better results because they're being fed in the brain as well, right in the head. But they're also knowing that every 30 days I have a new theme that's going on. And it's so amazing to watch these women grow from one month to the next. It is unbelievable. This theme I did this month or last month for January was how the scripture is brought back to food and brought back to, our boundaries in our life with actually like feeding ourselves properly. And oh my gosh, you guys, the messages in the women's lives that have been changed that I've been helping for 6+ months, it is insane. But it's because I have something to give them beyond the same 30 days every single time. They're getting something new each time.
Awesome. Emma wants to know, how do you go about making people send you a transformation photo?
So I am really bold about this, and I just made a decision. I made a decision that I noticed that the people that sent me their transformation or their before pictures are the people that got the better results. So once I grabbed a hold of that a long time ago, I actually have multiple things I do in my challenge groups, but one of them is I post the actual chart and I say, I know this is difficult, blah, 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 right? And then I say, but you need to share your before and after pictures. You can either private message it to me on Messenger, or you can share it here in the group. I'd love for you to share it in the group. And then I go live on the second day of my challenge group. Once they're all in and they kind of got, organized, I go live and I say, hey guys, you have a choice. You need to send them to me. Like, I say it again. And so they, of course, are like crawling and sending it to me. But you guys, this is the other thing I do. Couple weeks into the challenge, somebody will say they're down 10 or 12 pounds. I instantly am like, girlfriend, send me a picture. I want to see. And I make a collage for them and I send it to them and I say, check this out. Check this out. And of course, if it's like really freaking awesome, I'm like, and can I share that? So, and they love it. They love that I put that together for them. And that, so I'm aware, like and I ask every week for a transformation in my group. So I'm like, all right, where are you guys at? Right. And so if somebody's struggling, I know it. If somebody's doing really well, I know it. But I do require it. And I just decided that was how I was going to run my groups. And I got to tell you, put your foot down and do it. Now listen, you might have one or two people that just don't do it. They just don't, but the rest do. I will tell you 90% of the people that I work with do.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I had an elite coach that was asking me, she's like, well, I don't have any transformations. And I go, do you make them take a before picture and send it to you? And she goes, no. And I go, well, that's why.
I make them. Yeah. And I always tell them, of course, I'm never going to share it. I'm not going to show anybody. And, and they're like, oh my gosh. And it's always wonderful. You guys, the other thing too, that was really, really cool is once they do this and you let them know that, hey, this is going to be your motivation. What happens is they know that they've shared it with you. And so they're kind of very humbled and it really brings them down. Wow, I really didn't like that I had to do that. I'm going to change that. It gives them a fire to change that picture because Rhonda saw it. And so I think that really helps them.
All right. One more question before we let you go, Rhonda. Anybody have a question? Do you want to ask her before we let her go? You can chat it or ask it because I think everybody's unmuted. All right. I think we got them all. Well, thank you so much, Rhonda. I know I took away a lot of stuff, and you did a wonderful job of breaking down how to bring, I thought your presentation was interesting because it wasn't just about like your brand. It was how do you bring your brand into so many different ways. And so I think that was kind of new to my coaches for them to hear. And so Thank you, my love. I love you.
You're so welcome. I had somebody just ask what my favorite personal development book was, and I have to tell you guys, sounds real. There's many, but one of the ones that was a game changer in my business was The Go-Givers. And it's such an old one, you guys, but I think I was really struggling in my business. This was very early on. And I think it was the one that really resonated to me because I wasn't giving freely. I wasn't giving stuff for free. I wasn't doing all these things. And that moment that I read the 2 Go-Giver books, there's the first one, the second one, I actually didn't read the third. I think there's a third. I didn't read it, but I read the 2. And it completely changed my business, the way I looked at my business, on how I approached it. The other one I love right now is Get Over Your Damn Self. I love it right now. So, but yeah, I think for me, those are, I have so many favorites. But when I think of one that truly changed my business, early on, it was The Go-Givers. I was literally running my business wrong, completely wrong. And that moment completely changed everything for me.
I agree. That's actually the same book that I would say changed my business and took it to a huge business.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great. You guys got to do it if you haven't. So, Kim, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys, for being on. If you're in the Northeast, stay safe. We have a big storm coming. So, good night, ladies. Good night, Raul.
Right.
Stop recording.